Okay, it is 6:02, and in lieu of a commission chair, I will call the meeting to order of June 19th. It is now 6:02 p.m. As we meet today, we acknowledge that we live in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treaty people with a responsibility to each other and to this land. We do not have anyone in attendance for a public forum, and there's no one online. So we can proceed to the swearing in of the new commissioners. Who would like to go first? Geraldine?
Ladies first.
Oh, that's when I'm gonna do the oath.
All right, so if you could please read this aloud.
Hello. I, Geraldine Polly, a commissioner of the Village of Chester, declare that in carrying out duties as a commissioner, I will exercise the powers of my office and fulfill my responsibilities in good faith and to the best interest of the village residents. Exercise these responsibilities at all times with due diligence, care, and skill in a reasonable and prudent manner. Respect and support the bylaws, policies, code of conduct, and decisions of the commission. Keep confidential all information that I learn about commissioners, personnel, contract negotiation, and any other matters specifically determined by the commission to be matters of confidence, including matters dealt with during in-camera meetings. Conduct myself in spirit of congeniality and respect for the collective decisions of the commission and subordinate my personal interests. Immediately declare my personal conflict of interest that may come to my attention. Sworn and affirmed at Chester, Nova Scotia, and County of Lunenburg, this 19th day of June, 2024. Thank you.
I will sign it.
I didn't pay mine. This is way
Do
back.
you have to like bless me or anything?
No, but there is the code of conduct declaration and abuse prevention declaration. You don't have to read those aloud, just if you could sign them for me before you head out.
Okay.
Mr. Maloney.
Oh, no, you don't have a sword? or something? That's Tom. Oh, Tom, you over there?
Yes, please. And if you would be so kind as to do the same, yes, please.
Oath of office confidentiality agreement. Tom Maroney, Commissioner of the Village of Chester, declared that in carrying out the duties as a commissioner, I will exercise the powers of my office and fulfill my responsibilities in good faith and in the best interest of village residents. Exercise these responsibilities at all times with due diligence, care, and skill in a reasonable and prudent manner. Respect and support the bylaws, policies, code of conduct, and decisions of the commission. Keep confidential all information I learn about commissioners, personnel, contract negotiation, and other matters specifically determined by the commission to matters of confidence, including matters dealt with during in-camera meetings. Conduct myself in a spirit of congeniality, respect for collective decisions of the commission, and subordinate my personal interest. Immediately declare any personal conflict of interest that may come to my attention. Sworn at Chester, Nova Scotia, County of Lunenburg, this 19th day, June.
Correct.
2024.
Yep, so if you would just sign there.
Sure.
Let me sign that I've sealed it. Okay. Congratulations, both of you.
Thank you.
I'll give you that. We can deal with that later on this evening. Thank you. Okay, so our next item is the annual election of chair and vice chair. So per the MGA 4081, the village commissioners shall, at their first meeting after an election, elect a chair and a vice chair. I would like to call now for nominations for chair.
I would nominate Geraldine Polly for chair.
Thank you.
I would second that.
Just calling a second time for nominations. Third time for nominations. Thank you. I declare that Commissioner Polly is acclaimed as the chair of the commission. Congratulations.
Thank you
You
very
can
much. Pass the gavel.
I shall, you can
Move into the big chair.
Been our goal all along.
She worked her way up from nothing.
And now I'd like to call for nominations for vice chair. Is anyone interested in picking up that role?
I nominate Randy O'Malley as the vice chair.
Thank you. And going twice? Going 3 times? Great, I declare that Commissioner O'Malley is acclaimed as the vice chair of the commission.
Oh,
Congratulations.
I feel so old.
Well, now that we've got a bit more room over here, if anyone wants to swing around so that you're not all.
Okay, that's.
All right, Madam Chair, if you would,
So, I assume that everyone has read the minutes of the regular meeting from
Sorry.
Wednesday.
Oh,
May
agenda
15th.
first.
agenda first, and I do have a couple of additions, I apologize.
Are there any additions to the agenda for today?
I would like to request 2 additions to the agenda. Under new business, we add item 10.3, financial statements 2023-24, as the authorization motion was missed at last night's annual public meeting.
We did?
We did.
Oh, dear.
It's not like you approve an audit, it just is, but we do have to formally receive and
But
And,
is it legitimate for us to accept that as opposed to the AGM?
Yeah.
Okay.
and under 12.0 in camera, the addition of contract negotiations.
12 point what?
12,
Well, it becomes 12.2.
yeah, 12.0. Sorry.
Not-
It's on the main agenda, I meant, the in
Oh,
camera,
okay.
where we have to
okay.
indicate why we're meeting in camera.
Yeah, okay.
So essentially, it's 12.0 becomes 12.1 and 12.2, is that correct?
No, just that in number 12, I just have legal advice there, but there's also contract negotiations, that's all.
So what agenda am I working from?
The main one.
June 19th,
Yeah.
6 p.m.
Okay.
Thank you.
Could I add 2 points to the
Certainly.
agenda? Yeah. Maintenance, basically. One is the giblock fence. And the other is the 2, is the bollards.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Erecting bollards.
Would you like to put that
Yeah,
under new business?
I have to meet with the agenda.
Yeah, I just wanted, yeah, definitely, yeah. but
And what, under what you wanted maintenance?
I guess
or-
it would be maintenance.
So I'm under new business, I believe, Madam Chair. 10.4.
Yeah,
Maintenance.
and you had a second thing, Tom, you had,
There was the giblock fence and the 2 bollards or ballards, I'm not sure the pronunciation.
I don't know.
Bollards,
either.
Yeah. Where are they? On the same
They're down,
property?
well, they're in front of the firemen's memorial.
Memorial, okay. I thought they were steel or something.
They're steel, but it's come up a number of times.
Okay, that makes sense. What are you talking about, painting or something?
Well, that or cleaning them up, take them out or clean them.
Okay.
Okay, that will be 10.4 under new business.
Very good.
Okay, for the minutes of the regular meeting, Wednesday, May the 15th, does anyone have any corrections of the minutes as they were distributed?
We didn't actually vote to approve agenda with
Didn't we?
addendums, I don't think.
Okay, I guess I'm getting used to my job here.
We gotta break you in.
I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the agenda as revised.
I'll make a motion to.
Thank you, Gloria.
I second that.
Thank you, Randy. Okay. Any objections or corrections to the minutes of the regular meeting from Wednesday, May the 15th, which was on your page 3?
I'll move that we accept the minutes, of May 15th, as written.
Thank you, Laura. Second, thank you, Gloria. Are there any objections or corrections to the minutes of the special meeting of Friday, June the 7th? That's on page 6. You seem to have had so many meetings lately that.
Yeah.
Blend
They're all
together.
blended together.
Okay, what, oh, that was the awarding the lead repairs, yeah, okay. I don't see any of them.
Everybody's okay?
I'm prepared to move that we accept them as written, the minutes of last
June
Friday,
June
the
7th.
And I'll second that too.
Thank you, Laura. There's no business arising. Correspondence, Sepsis Canada, illumination request. Have we ever received this request before?
We have not. This was a new request. It's sort of similar to the anniversary of the Air Force request that we received. Although this is, I'm not as familiar with this organization, but we better bring it before you and see if you wanted to participate or not.
Does anyone have any comments or thoughts about this?
I read the letter, but I'm not really quite sure who these people actually are. I understand they talk about CPSIS, which is a vastly it's under the radar for most people, unless you've had it.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure whether it's a high profile enough for us to get. No harm in it, except it means you have to. Lights
Do with
and
the
stuff
lights.
like that.
If it was blue lights, don't we have the blue
We
lights?
do.
And who's gonna know? I mean, unless people come and ask you, why do you have those pink?
Or we
things on?"
publicize it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you put it on the website and the Facebook page and so on, but I mean, I also kind of feel like next week we'll need to get yellow light bulbs, and the week after that, we'll need to get purple light bulbs. We'll run out of colors. I don't know.
I suggest that we make a post on that day, that it is indeed Sepsis Day,
Mhm.
and explain a bit about it, but I don't think we need to go through the lights. That's my
Hmm.
thinking.
Is that a
Tom,
motion,
you have
Laura?
any ideas on this one?
Yeah, no
You,
I
Is
hope
that a
that we publicize the day and explain a bit about it, but that we forego the lights.
okay, any
I'll
second on
second
that? Thank you, Gloria. Tom, do you have any comments on that?
No.
Randy? Call for a vote? Acclaimed. Second piece of correspondence.
The-
This is from the Municipal Affairs and Housing, 12-month notice. There does not appear to be anything that directly affects us, since there was nothing about the Municipal Government Act, although everything is important, clearly.
I did highlight the items that potentially could have some impact on us. On page 10, the procurement thresholds and free trade agreements. We do participate in the Nova Scotia procurement site, so if
Okay,
those change, that may affect us.
They're pretty high, though.
They're higher than we would normally need. Page 11, there's just a reference to the accessibility standards that are coming out, and the village is required to follow those, as our chair knows.
and that would be new builds.
Correct. The Dismantling Racism and Hate Act, we will recall that was proclaimed a few months ago, but they are going to be working on regulations that again would apply to us as a public sector entity. Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act is up for revisions, and we also do occasionally get requests around that. Page 12, an act to establish a Department of Emergency Management and authorize the establishment of a Nova Scotia Guard. No idea yet what impact this may have on us, but it's out there. And then regional enterprise networks I flagged because, as we know, there is not a REN in this area, but if they are rethinking this entire regional approach to economic development, we'll likely get involved. And that's
What
it.
about the firefighters' compensation with that? That was also-
That's professional firefighters,
So
not
it only
volunteers.
applies to
As they
professional
are
departments?
considered employer, hold on,
It says
as they are
municipalities.
considered employers for volunteer firefighters in the workers' compensation.
Increase for municipalities. I don't think we would
Yeah, that would
qualify for that.
be MOD.
Professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have.
They talk about volunteer firefighters, right?
Yeah, but only if, oh, you're right. Yeah, I read that the municipality thing is not.
You're right, thank you, I
really
missed that.
applying to us, but you're right.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Okay. So are they covered by WCB already, the volunteer fire department?
They have separate insurance. They have 24-hour liability for themselves and for their immediate families, in addition to the usual liability.
Because it looks like they're thinking about moving them into the WCB
Hmm.
by the looks of this.
Check coding on that, because this has come up for several years,
Mhm.
I'm not sure if they're on it or not.
I can put it on
And
the
very
agenda.
often, these kinds of suggestions never actually work their way through legislation too.
They're more like statements.
Their
of-
ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
principle or something.
And finally, from Mr. Foley, his letter to us about ownership of apparatus response. And of course, it's on the public record. And he noted that if we put it in the public record, that he would choose to elevate his response to official with a copy to municipal affairs. Yeah, which we welcome because we have assiduously followed all the rules of law and municipal government act, so we urge him to go forward.
No motion is needed here.
No motion
No,
is needed.
it was
This is
just for information.
Did you reply yet? Did you actually send any reply or anything?
I have,
Just left it.
we can,
Yeah, you.
I
you
spoke to
wrote
the
the
lawyer.
reply, yeah.
anyway, that's for later.
Oh, I see this coming up. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, reports, Madam Clerk Treasurer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The activity report, the annual election, preparations for the 2024 election were well underway before being decided by acclamation on nomination day. You will see costs for advertising and venue cancellation fees on the Q1 variance report next month. Annual public meeting, as we all know, this meeting took place last night at St. Stephen's Community Center. Lido Pool, the saltwater pump in the harbor, which was repaired several times last year, has finally failed and had to be replaced. The 2024 opening date will be Saturday, June 29th. In fact, it's full of water now, so it should warm up nicely over the next couple of days.
Green enough to swim.
It'll be steamy.
Preparations are going smoothly with the pool cleaned and painted and now filled. The replacement vacuum arrived and supplies ordered. The replacement awning still needs to be ordered and installed. Lifeguard hiring is complete and staff orientation will be Friday, June 28th. The Chester District Swimming Program has provided an insurance certificate and an MOU for the use of the pool is in progress. Municipal Joint Services Board will be on site to get the security cameras back up and running this week. They're coming on Friday. There has been some vandalism in the area and the RCMP would appreciate our help. For example, the public washer's water tank was emptied 2 weekends ago, leaving the facility out of service temporarily. Fortunately, we have very good staff who alerted us quickly and responded to it quickly. We love Gibby. Lido Washroom Capital Projects. The pool repair RFP has been officially awarded to J. Mason Contract, who have been notified. They have a history with the facility. The work begins early September on outer wall concrete repair, protective coatings, and filler valve repair or replacement. The accessibility audit on-site assessment for the pool and washroom facility took place on May 29th, and I expect to get a report with Class D estimates the end of this week. Beautification, the 76 village flower baskets were actually picked up today for installation. That installation might happen over a couple of days depending on the heat.
Oh,
So just so you know, EHS capital project, Walls Metal Roofing completed the installation of the new roof on the EHS building earlier than expected. I didn't expect that till next month,
yeah.
on June 4th and 5th, and it looks great.
That's
It does.
nice job.
Strategic plan. Now that the commission election is over, I'd like to propose a workshop be scheduled to start the development of a new village strategic plan, which we've certainly talked about before. As previously discussed, the existing EDM report would be used as a jumping off point. If the commission is in agreement, perhaps this could be scheduled this summer. I'll just leave that with you to consider. And that is it for the activity reports. Shall I just move straight into the financial?
Please.
Okay, financial report, Scotiabank, the May 2024 bank statement has been reconciled. We started the month with, oh my gosh, double. If you see typos, blame the dictation software. We started the month with 858,000 in the bank and ended with 618. As noted last month, the Q1 tax advance was received from MODC, and the village outer area fire portion of 215,000 has been transferred to the CFSC account accordingly. The fire apparatus reserve was due for renewal on May 10th and was reinvested at a slightly higher interest rate of 4.25, regardless of the fact that that will be soon transferred. 2023-24 audit preparation has been a big focus of the past 2 months. The audit and financial statements were presented at last night's annual public meeting. With this information, I will be able to bring the final village fire banking separation figures to the commission for approval in short order. It will be a big improvement to have the banking transition completed and the account data input into Sage. Budget reports. A final 2023-24 budget reconciliation report will follow with incorporated adjustments from the audit next month. The 2024-25 Q1 budget variance report will also be available next month. HST offset and rebate. The provincial HST offset program application for 24-25 was submitted before the deadline of May 31st. Now that the audit is complete, I will also prepare the federal HST rebate application for the second half of 23-24. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Excellent report as usual. Randy, you have any?
No, there's no
Financial
budget
question?
variance thing in there, that's fine. So, nothing for me. The banking statement is pretty self-explanatory, that's pretty well all we had.
Does
Is, yeah.
anyone want to question Heather on any of the accounts?
I think she's doing a good job.
No? Letty, good job, woman.
Thank you.
Do we normally move a motion to accept or is it simply table? Okay. Thank you. So we'll move on then to item 9.3, committee Chester Fire Services for information.
We normally just read out the fire chief's report, and I'm sorry, I forgot to bring it in. Thank you. 1 second.
They missed on to one more meeting.
Yeah.
Later.
Well,
Great.
I'll bet you Cody was very.
No, I didn't forget. Silly me. It's right here. So this was, actually, sorry, this was Cody's report at the,
And-
at their annual public meeting.
Oh, there.
Good evening. On behalf of the entire membership of the Chester Volunteer Fire Department, we want to say thank you for your support this past year. We could not have delivered this service to our community without your support. The year of 2023 was one for the history books. The CVFD responded to 357 emergency calls, which included structure fires, chimney fires, car fires. We sent crews to Barrington Lake Wildland Fire to relieve local crews. We also assisted in the floods in Brooklyn. We have incorporated the new tanker, which I'm happy to report has been a great addition to the fleet. We've had a busy training schedule, including monthly practices and extracurricular training, including chimney fires, vehicle extrication, driver training, pump training, medical training, car fires, wildfire, and marine operations, to name a few. We also participated in 2 mutual aid training sessions. One was a pumper relay practice supplying water to Shoreham Village. The other was a heavy vehicle extrication practice focusing on school buses. We have 4 members currently participating in National Fire Protection Association 1001 Level 1 firefighter training, and those have since passed. Our recruitment and retention efforts continue, and we have over 45 members currently. As we read the province's report, Weathering What's Ahead, Climate Change Risk and Nova Scotia's Well-Being, we have begun to try and understand how a changing climate could affect our community, specifically how to respond to major weather events projected in the report. We have commenced researching the necessity of having swiftwater rescue trained personnel. We've also started that. And how we can implement this training into our system to acquire the skill set to protect the community we serve. Thank you.
Fire a day or an incident a day, pretty well.
Yeah, and as we've discussed, fully half of those are medical. So
Yeah.
It must be hard on them.
No,
It is.
They have to leave their employment, their homes, they sit down to supper, 5 minutes later, up they go.
yeah, so the employers have to be kind enough
Yeah.
to not say.
Some are, some are.
Yeah.
We're
And then
very
later, you
fortunate,
sit down too. take off.
we're very fortunate we have such good.
Yeah.
such a forward-thinking chief.
And accepted. Item 9.4, the Lunenburg County Accessibility Advisory, which is simple information, and Heather has provided the terms and conditions on page 24 and following of the committee. I've been fortunate enough to be a member of that committee. And we have an incredible staff person. And they're working to establish final terms and conditions with the process for all of the municipalities. It's a long grinding process. Everybody okay with that? Okay, new business. 10.1, RFD External Committee Appointment, page 22. As is usual, you'll have to forgive me, I'm kind of staggering along as the new chair.
Yes.
I'm making it up as I'm going along essentially. But with the beginning of each new commission chair, we have some appointments that we need to review and reapply. The first is, of course, the Lunenburg County Accessibility Advisory Committee. And I was appointed to this committee in 2023. And I'm pleased to say that I'm slowly but surely actually learning about accessibility, which is something that I thought I knew about but didn't. And the second is the MOTC Village Planning Advisory Committee, and Nancy Hatch has been the village commissioner representative on this. And another commissioner should now replace her in this role. So we have options. One, that Commissioner Policy be reappointed to serve out her term. Those terms of the committee are not necessarily the same terms as our commission. So I was elected to a term that's longer than my term as a commissioner. Or you could be declined to appoint one or more of the above, or you could withdraw the village commission from participating in the LCAAC or VHAC. What recommendation were you making about the village commission? I didn't see that.
Sorry, for
Nancy was the village commission representative on this municipality. Is that a separate option?
There's basically two asks here. One is whether or not to reappoint you to finish your term with the Accessibility Advisory Committee. And as far as the PAC, one of you basically has to
Like it or not?
step up and
Okay, do we have a volunteer for the village commission representative on the village planning advisory committee?
Go for it.
Is that something you're interested in, Tom?
I've been there.
I usually,
It's a new slate, you don't get to count that.
I usually attend those as well, Randy,
Yeah,
so I can support.
Put me down. Apparently, according to Nancy, there sometimes it's quite a long time between meetings.
Oh,
Yeah.
They cancel all the time.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, but they do. I didn't realize that. Probably get $5 a meeting or something like that. Yeah.
The mileage.
Yeah, oh, mileage. Yeah. Yeah, I guess somebody has to do it, and, apparently Tom's already put in his time in that trench, so I'll take it. If it's the will of the commission.
Are commissioners willing to acclaim Randy to the position as representative of the municipality of District of Chester Committee, whatever it's called, the Village
Yeah.
Planning Advisory Committee? Yes?
Yes.
Acclaim.
Yes,
Is commissioner policy to be, or Polly to be reappointed to serve out her term with the accessibility committee? Acclaim.
Bad, you can't say your own last
I know. It's really bad.
she'll be in the home before we get it.
I'll make a motion that Commissioner Collin be reappointed to serve over term.
Thank you.
Second.
With the LCA.
Thank you.
Can we also add,
Yeah, why don't we do both
Randy?
in one?
And
motion?
Commissioner Randy be newly appointed to the VP Stacy.
Excellent. And Laura's second, will work with that.
So do we have to vote?
yes,
Acclaim.
thank you.
Okay. We now go to Commissioner Roundtable.
No,
No, sorry, 10.3 fire statements that we have to officially.
we also have to do, 10.2. Which is-
10.3?
Fire
No, that's the
services.
Fire Services Committee. So this is an ask that came from the executive of the Fire Service Committee. The lawyer, Sam Leamy, who was the one who wrote the bylaws.
Yeah.
Had recommended that once the committee had been incorporated, that all 6 of the member terms be reset to that,
Yeah.
the incorporation date.
Yeah.
They just didn't get around to it at the time. And now we've realized that 2 of the people their terms would be up next month if we don't reset this. So they would prefer to reset the
all
start
of them.
time for all 6.
Yeah.
For a period of,
Just moving it from when they were actually appointed in July of 2022 to the incorporation date of October 13th, 2023.
And it's a 3-year.
okay.
Yeah.
You want a motion for that?
Yes, please.
What,
Okay.
question?
Yes.
So we're resetting it. Okay, now Nancy was on it representing the village.
She was on it as a village, not as a commissioner. She was on it as a representative of the village, but it doesn't have to be. Of the other 5 members of that committee are civilians, and Nancy would be now as well.
Why don't we make them all citizens at large?
Well, that's
We
that
appoint
we,
3 and the municipality appoints 3, so.
Yeah, does the village appoint them? Yeah, we appoint them,
we
Yes.
appoint 3 and the municipality
Yes.
appoints 3.
but they're citizens at large, right? We don't appoint it, but I can't see the value in a commissioner.
No, it's in the agreement, it states that, hang on, let me just find it. Did I put it in here? The municipality shall appoint 3 members and the village shall appoint 3 members. No more than one of the appointments from each party may be an elected official, so they don't have to be.
Yeah, the municipality did not appoint, there's no council.
No.
I see that because if you appoint a commissioner or a councilor,
Mhm.
and you're bringing something to the commission for a vote, that person really shouldn't vote, they're in conflict. Therefore, when you're dealing with the commission, that's why we have 5 commissioners to avoid tie votes. In this case, potentially put on a tie vote.
Well, if an elected official, I could check with legal, but my understanding is that if any of the appointments are elected officials, they're there in the interest of their elected body, so there's no conflict. However, they don't
There's
have to
2
be.
types of conflict,
Yes.
legal, perceived.
Mhm. Agreed.
The public business perception is very important.
Well, nevertheless, we do not have the authority to change their terms and conditions.
No,
We're not changing it, we ourselves can go with either commissioner can sit on it, or we can make a decision that commissioner doesn't sit on it,
Yeah, we can,
under that agreement, we're not changing the agreement.
no, but at this point in time, we're simply accepting the change of the 3-year term, the start and end dates of the 3-year
Excellent.
term.
the committee officers would prefer to reset the dates rather than deal with doing a call for appointments, given the time span.
Yeah, the request for our motion at this point in time is to simply reset the start date for the 3-year terms. With the
October 23, I think.
October 17th, 2023
okay.
for a 3-year term.
Yeah, well, 2 of them would be a 2-year term and the other 4 would be a 3-year term. The next time around, they're all 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So the motion is you can accept to restart the time or you can decline to restart the time. So the restart time is October the 17th. It doesn't apply, we're not applying 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. Whoever has been appointed to whatever term continues on that term. We're only voting on the reassignment of the start date.
Because some terms were only 2 years.
So
That's the term.
2 terms of 2 years
Oh,
and
okay.
4 terms of 3 years.
Why are we resetting it? What's the reason for the reset?
Because they didn't actually get going. We were overly optimistic on when the
Oh,
committee
I
would
see.
actually get
Okay.
established. And so
Yeah.
legally, they got established on October
I see.
17th.
Okay.
Insurance issues. And this
Yeah,
and
oh,
that.
okay.
So they weren't able to do very much until then.
Okay.
So is someone willing to move that motion that we,
There is the motion already. That we reset the start date for the terms of the members of the Chester Fire Services Committee to be October, what is it, 17th, 2023.
period.
But I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Oh, good, yeah, that's nice. I keep forgetting about that.
Second for that?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, Gloria. Excellent. Any to the contrary? Passed.
And Nancy's a 2-year, right?
Correct, yeah, so she would be
So
done
her term would
Next
be
year.
up when?
October 2025.
Thank you.
So we'll need to,
Do something.
an ask will probably come from the committee when it's time to put out another call for
Right.
appointments.
Okay, so that is done. And now 10.3, the financial statements that we somehow did not manage to approve last night.
Yes, if it please everyone, our usual motion is that the Chester Village Commission, sorry, looking at the wrong one. To receive the auditor's report submitted by Morse Brewster Lake and authorize the commission chair and clerk treasurer to sign the audited 2023-24 village financial statements. That's our
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Gloria.
That was just
Any objections?
housekeeping.
And housekeeping through.
Okay.
Now we get to deal
And
with
now,
Tom.
10.4, Tom has raised some maintenance issues with gym lock fence and bollards or bollards.
Bollards.
If you want to describe that first, Tom, please.
Well, the two bollards were put up 3-4 years ago now, I guess. The thing, I think it was a staff member or members from the municipality would go down the back and have their lunch. I never saw it as a threat to mine. Seems to me we've got two options, either take them out, or if we're gonna leave them there, at least maintain them, they're an eyesore.
What are bollards?
Look,
Those
Those
big
metal
iron posts
posts.
that you tie up a giant boat to.
Oh, yeah.
The national.
Or that you divide parking areas.
Yeah.
Keep you from bumping into buildings with big metal
Yeah.
round things.
Yeah.
I think of them
So
as
they're painted
bollards.
steel?
They're painted, the paint's peeling off,
Oh.
it's an eyesore, it's been brought up, I think the last one to bring it up was Nancy Hatch. It just doesn't go anywhere, I don't know why we either just don't paint it. Or you can get covers that slide over it, that end the maintenance,
So covers or painting?
or take them out.
or
So
take them out?
is that not a municipal?
No, the village put them,
Because I thought the monument would be municipal.
no, that's fine.
Oh, fire takes care of
Can
that.
you have our maintenance people have a look at that? and bring it
Yeah,
Back to the
yeah, that
next
makes
meeting?
I certainly can.
It's never come up since I've started.
No, we haven't heard.
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah, oh, I bet you have, yeah.
Brought up a lot.
A lot in the past, people
Okay.
just give up.
We're going
Need a
to-
motion for that?
No, we're going
I'll
to
just
get
take Lily's
an
direction.
assessment
Quote
from
or
our maintenance
something,
people
yeah.
and bring it back to the next meeting.
And the other one was,
Even asked about the
Gym
price.
lot, the gym lot fence.
yes,
If you look at that, there's pickets off on the ground or missing. If I recall, I think it was Eastern Fence out of Dartmouth put that up, and that's 10 years ago maybe. It just looks unsightly, and it should be properly maintained.
have you looked at it closely?
I haven't been right up to it, but I've seen the pictures
Yeah,
off.
so in other words, can it be repaired or do you have to do the
Oh,
whole
no,
thing?
no, I think that's better.
Oh, okay,
All right, let's leave that to Heather to have the report brought back to us at the next meeting so that we can assess it with
Sure.
some facts and details.
Do we have to bring that back or, it's-
Yeah, we need to have our maintenance people have a look at it and bring it back.
I'll need to bring you a cost
well, we're gonna
estimation
cost
anyway.
it.
Yeah, it's like they'll tell us how much the current
They
cost,
should
what needs to
check
be
over
done.
the benches too. I mean, one time I sat there and the bench, the thing was broken, so when I said I wanted it to blow up and I called up, but.
We don't do a good job at maintenance.
No.
Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention. We'll
Okay.
take care of it.
We certainly don't want any safety issues.
Yeah, And
Besides.
if there's anything dangerous,
Yeah,
get
needs to
some
be
fixes. Okay, Commissioner Roundtable, would anyone like to bring anything to the table before we move in camera?
Do I want to bring something to the table?
On the table? Do you want
You
to
do
dance
want-
on the
no.
table?
You're
You
usually
know-
the round table
You know
girl,
what I'm
so
talking about. That I'm offering as an MLA, they better tell them no.
I guess. we
Yeah,
should.
but
I guess
no,
we
it's gonna
should.
be public tomorrow. I am offering as a Liberal MLA, there's no election followed, as you know, and we're hoping it's not before next July. Won't affect my attendance, won't affect anything, I hope. Start brushing my hair perhaps a little more
Yeah.
often. But I'm just letting you know that that's, okay?
Yeah.
Because tomorrow it becomes official.
Usually, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't affect your status.
No, we
It
don't do
doesn't.
that.
Not-
Get it out there, because that'll be an issue. Not just you personally, anybody.
Yeah, so, and there's not even an election
Oh,
called
I know
at
it's
this
not,
point,
yeah.
so,
Okay.
but I will, I'm just letting you know.
If she does get elected, it would affect her status. on
You have to get
Yes.
elected, do you?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Her status is not
investigated.
affected by,
Yeah.
when the writ drops, there's 30 days in which
Okay.
the election takes place. Her status is not affected. If she's elected, her status is not
Okay.
affected.
but if she isn't elected, nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Correct.
But of course, she will be elected.
Carry on. Carry on.
Anyway,
Okay, may I have a motion to move in camera, please?
close the meeting.
Thank you, Gloria. Second? Or
She said.
I am not prepared for this because